So what we got going on today is Aurora and her bestie Lauren decided they wanted to hunt this year. So we were at our central Wisconsin hunting area. It's like a damn deer over there.
I know, that's what I was thinking too.
We put out a couple of cameras and just see what's going on. Pile of deer here, so they're definitely going to be able to get their opportunities to shoot a deer. But I'm going to go grab the cameras out of there. You just basically explain why you decided to start hunting. Oh, did I say that this is my daughter Aurora, by the way? I think I did, but...
Well, we went to the shooting range and we did like a little challenge, which there was a video of it, but I was really close to tying or beating Dante. And so, like, surprisingly, I was better at it than I thought, so I know I have to beat him now. So, I guess the goal is to get more or shoot a bigger deer than Dante ever has. That's the main challenge. We're all very competitive, and I don't want Dante to be the deer slayer anymore.
You don't want him to what?
I don't want him to be the deer slayer anymore.
Ooh, those are fighting words if you ask him. Something to
I
say
want that
about
title.
That. He is definitely going to have something to say about that.
Yeah, because a really long time ago, I shot a gun, but I didn't have it close enough to my shoulder, so it kicked really hard, and it scared me, so I never shot again. And then I tried it for the first time 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was fine. It was fun. And then I decided that now I want to beat Dante at whatever I can, so.
I can't wait till he sees this. Well, not
I'm
mad,
like stirring the pot.
Yeah, he's gonna. Well, that'll light a fire underneath him. Usually, a lot of times he definitely knows what he's doing and whatever, but he's like kind of always relies on me. He's like, oh, I know he's gonna go take care of the stand and do this and do that while he plays his video game or whatever else. But he hears you talk now, talking smack. He is gonna be all about beating you. Which I think is great because it's going to make for a fun fall.
Is the winner good?
I don't know, you guys have to figure that out. Saturday is the Leah, the youngest daughter's graduation party. And then Sunday, we're going to get together and start shooting the bows. Well, not start, but them start shooting the bows. Get them into that. I'm sure you guys will do fine with that. Obviously, it's not a gun, so it's a little bit easier and it's closer shots. Start you out with the crossbow.
Literally never done anything like this before.
You're late to the party.
Yeah.
At a whole
20 years of age.
20 years of age. Your mom killed a deer before you did. And she only went 1 year so far, but now her work and stuff makes it rough for her. Let's go walk in there and put a camera up and we'll go to another spot.
Go.
You was there too.
Oh. Dang.
Pretty well beat, huh? This tree right here a couple years ago, it was uprooted. So, I mean, since it's been cut, it slipped back down, but there was a nice hole in there. And I come walking up here one day, past it. I was like right here, but right out to the left of that stump. And there was a little buck in there, like a little 4-pointer, 6-pointer, jumped up, scared the living shit out of me. Because I was like right here. And boom, it jumped up right there and ran in front of me. Well, we got, come here, you can see the ladder stand right there?
Oh yeah.
Now,
All the way out there.
there's a pond just on the other side of that. And that back there is just something they didn't ever walk through, so they come off this little ridge out of a big marsh back there. Well, from over the top of the ridge, right through here, and then there's some apple trees right in there. And it's just a great funnel. You only can hunt here in like a north-northwest wind and then walk through the area that they don't like to come in. It's a really crappy marsh, wet, whatever. But you sneak in that way And then I'll give you a little video and stuff of the buck Dante. We passed up here one morning, or first morning of bow hunting later in October, like the first rut basically hunt that we passed on, and you can obviously put it on there, but I'm gonna put the camera right here, and then we'll get out of here and then go around and put the other one up.
All right.
Ha.
Hey, there's a second branch there.
You can see that little tree right there. Lincoln Green, as soon as it goes as solid, we should be good to go. But I haven't used them since last, what, November, I think, or December. So they've been sitting idle, and it usually takes a while for them to wake up, log into the app, see what's going on. It shows it's on. Yep, just took a picture. Should be good. All right, on to the next one. He was all scraped off. That's from when you and I, remember you came and helped me and I logged this?
Mm-hmm.
Rubbed on with the machine, and look how much it grew. And that's only been,
That's what happened?
2 years maybe? Yeah, I rubbed it. I went around with the machine. And look how much it grew in just those couple of years.
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
Trail right here. There's another one right up here. We're all fun. You can see there's an opening right there. A little field and whatnot, and there's a couple apple trees in here. This is a dead end road. We're at the end of it. Private road. But there's a narrow swath of trees for basically a quarter mile back to where we just put the other one. So I mean, they naturally funnel right out this corner of all thick stuff along the river bottom, right through here. And then when we come in, we hunt this at it's always got to be like a south-southwest wind, because then we'll come from way around that way across that clearing, just in the edge of the woods, pop up in a climber. And this is where Dante killed 2 really good deer with the bow. This is a great spot. Bed right there. Here's an apple tree. I mean, there's apples on it this year too, which good. Last year there was not. The other one's loaded, but this one was not. We should actually cut a few of these ash trees, which are eventually going to die anyway because of emerald ash borer. I'm surprised they're not dead already. And then that tree will really blow a lot of apples up, and it's one apple tree next to that really thick cover. I mean, it's just a great spot. We moved the ladder stand last year. You can see, come here once. You can see it back over there.
Oh, yeah.
It's normally right here in these clump of 3 bigger trees for bow shots, but we moved it back there because Dante and I sat here rifle season last year, opening day, and God, we saw a ton of deer. I was sitting in that stand. I was on the right side and he was on the left, and I just had gotten a photo notification from one of our cameras up north, so I just gotten that out. I was showing him the picture, and it was of this one. And I was like, dude, man, we should have been up there hunting instead. And I was looking at him, and all of a sudden he said, my eyes just got really big. And I said, there's 2 big bucks right behind you. And he said, baloney. I'm like, no, seriously, they're right there. And they weren't 10, 15 yards off the base of the tree. And it was so quiet. Both of them really nice big 8-pointers. So he slowly turned around and started moving his gun and made just a little bit of noise, and they looked up at us and they're gone, which, whatever, it is what it is. There's so many deer here though, it's like, you spook one, it's like, you feel bad about it, but wait 5 minutes, there's gonna be another one come by. Let's just put this camera up here and then we'll get out of here. It's hot.
It is hot.
I'm just sweating just standing here. It's so muggy. You know what? Let's just put it on here, because when these apples do ripen up, this can be a lot of activity right here. You put this one on.
Oh.
I'll hold this while you put that through there. Get it close to where you want, I mean, so it's a little bit tighter. And then here it's not as big of a deal, but a lot of times when there's a lot of bear and worried about people or whatever, you probably get it way up as far as you can. So it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. You have to pull it back the other way. Yeah, there you go.
Can I wrap it around?
Yeah, you can wrap that around and then stick it. Yeah, that's, I mean, not the greatest, but that will do. Now put the antenna back to the tree. Open it up.
How do I open it up? Okay.
Just like that, and turn it on. Now just wait till it's gonna. Let's, like I said, bust a little branch off. There.
She's done.
Done deal. Shout out to Hoppy's Bar and Grill in Kenton, Michigan. If you ever get around that area, stop in there. Great food, sassy bartenders. They also own East Branch Outfitters right next door, which is a gun shop, and Dan can get anything that you possibly would want out of a gun shop. So you get over there, stop in.
Speaking of hobbies, apparently you got a $3 value chip.
That's Dante's.
Cash it in.
That's from Dante's 1919 root beer. That's what that is.
Oh.
A long time ago, which even telling this story and thinking about it makes me feel really old. My dad planted these trees originally, these pine. And I remember being 5 years old when we lived in a little town that's right across the river from here. And there used to be a dam on the river, so this was all flooded. And this was, it was a big mill pond, basically. And I remember walking across this, it was a clearing then, with these little trees in it, going to goose hunt with my dad at 5 years old. And when we walked through here, you go, well, we just put that one camera, we walked through this valley here, right? And you get on that little hardwood ridge that we were on, where I said that deer scared the hell out of me. I jumped out of that top. You walk to the end, you can't see it here, but you can see the big marsh. There's a little island out there, and we were goose hunting right there. And a bunch of geese come flying by. I remember my dad shot twice, and 4 of them fell out of the sky. And he was obviously like, oh no, because that's more than the limit. So his best buddy at the time was the warden, and he did the right thing. He called him up and said, hey, I messed up. I mean, I shot at just the one front goose, and 4 of them fell out of the flock with 2 shots. So the warden came out, whatever, his buddy, and actually gave him a fine for it. Because it was called, and you know, he came out, and a neighbor that used to own the place next door, it's vacant now and it's abandoned, the guy's been dead for years, happened to come walking over at the same time. So the warden said to my dad, he said, well, I gotta give you a ticket now, because this guy knows that if I let you go, he's gonna be like, he's thinking that he can get away with anything. So we had to actually give him a ticket for it. But who knows, back then, if the neighbor wouldn't have came over, he'd have probably just said, hey, don't let that happen again, you know?
How do you shoot at two of them? And
well, it's bird shot, so there's a ton of pellets.
oh.
So it's not just like one slug, like if you shoot at a deer or, you know, or whatever. So there was all kinds of pellets, and it just hit perfectly and knocked down 4 of them. 2 of them were dead, and 2 of them were just wings, so they were flopping around in the lake, and then they had to go get a boat. And he was out there with the warden that fined him, his buddy. chasing him down to finish him off. I remember being, like I said, 5 years old, standing there watching all this happen. And he always kids me about it to this day. Yeah, he'll say, because at 5 years old, I said, Dad, are we going to jail? And he still rises me about that a little bit. See, I mean, that's why we're videotaping so much of this stuff now, because you know how cool that'd be to look back on that if that would have been on video instead of just being in your head as a memory. I mean, that's the biggest reason I wanted to do the YouTube thing and started it this spring, basically, is because just so all these memories get thrown into one place, they're there forever unless we delete them, that we can watch years down the road, or the kids, grandkids, great grandkids. I mean, how cool is that? That's awesome to me. So we're done for the day. Now we got to go back to the house and clean up the garage for Aaliyah's graduation party. That doesn't sound like fun at all either, does it?
No, it doesn't.